Hi, I'm Joe Mindek from Park Bench Westfield. I'm here with Barbara Frantz today, who is an attorney from the law firm of something I can't say, so I'm going to let her tell you where she's from.
PHELAN, Frantz, OHLIG WEGBREIT.
Okay.
On Orchard Street in Westfield.
Yeah. Usually law firms just keep adding to those names,
Yes.
and it's 17 different names, and eventually just call it Westfield Law or something like that.
Right.
So, well, thanks for coming in today. So we're going to talk a little bit about Westfield, yourself, and your practice. So are you originally from Westfield? Or
I am not. I'm from Bergen County.
Oh, as am I.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Tenafly girl. So,
Okay.
But my husband actually grew up in Westfield, and after graduate school, we had kids, wanted to move someplace where it'd be great to live and work and raise our children, and we ended up in Westfield. So
that's a good spot. That's where we're here with our kids now.
Yeah,
We're loving it. The kids love it. It's great. And I grew up in Washington Township, so my office was in Englewood for a long time. So I did a lot of things in the Tenafly area. A bunch of friends from there. So small world. So I'm glad you came to Westfield. So you, when you got here, were you already in the law firm, or did you start with that company?
I had been practicing in upstate New York, which is where I went to law school, and when we moved back here, my husband's a veterinarian, and he had a job here. I took a little bit of time off because I just had a baby, and then I started looking to practice, and I ended up at the time, the name of the firm was Nichols, Thompson, Peak, and Phelan, but same location. And our firm has been in Westfield since the 1930s.
Wow.
So we go way back many years, work with families over generations, but I had practiced in trust and estates law in upstate New York, and that was really their specialty, and it was a good fit, and been there ever since. So that's 24 years ago.
That's great. So your main focus is trust and estates yourself, and then the firm does a lot of other things as well.
So our firm has an extensive trust and estate, so the planning, the administration, tax-related work, and then we have always had a significant part of our practice, not the majority of it, but we do a lot of real estate, residential, some commercial real estate, and then small business planning, guardianships, buying and selling of businesses, those kind of transactions.
Okay, so a little bit. And how many lawyers in the firm?
So we are, there's four. If you look at the name, there's four of us, but my Tom Phelan, who has been with the practice for many years, and he grew up and practiced in Westfield. He is now of counsel, so he is still affiliated and working, but scaled down significantly the number of hours.
Sure.
My Gretchen Ohlig became a partner when he went of counsel, and she lives in Westfield. And just recently, as of January 1st, Joyce Wegbreit joined our firm, and we're really excited about that. She came in as a partner. She has been a solo practitioner in Westfield for 20-something years as well, but she just does real estate.
Yeah, I know Joyce from David Realty. That's the realty firm I'm with.
We were really excited to have Joyce join us. So it's part of the practice that we had, but that is all that she focuses on.
Yeah.
So it really expands, our ability to do that kind of work.
That's great.
So,
it's
we're
good to
really
hear.
excited. So it's also we're all women. Tom is still of counsel and he's still there, but yes, we're excited.
That's great.
I spend a lot of time talking about the disasters that get left behind when people don't leave wills. So it is, as I say to people, when you have young kids, why a lot of people don't do it is because they can't figure out who they'd want the guardian of their children to be, which is obviously, a very important decision and can be hard to choose the right person. But on the other hand, if you don't make that choice, somebody sitting down in Elizabeth is going to make that choice, and they really don't know, your family dynamics or your children. So it's so important, and wouldn't you rather make that decision than leave it to an outside third party? And it just also makes it easier if you have a will in place, even as we get older and we have grown children, because we appoint who is going to sort of manage our affairs when we're not here, and take care of, you know, when life ends, there's a lot of pieces that still need to be wrapped up and ultimately dispose of your property where you want it to go. And, you know, if you don't have a will, it may end up someplace that you weren't expecting it to go.
And if you have life insurance, my wife and I both have life insurance, and we both,
Right.
you know, like, where's all that money going? Like,
Yeah, exactly. And you certainly, you know, it's for your kids. If you're at a certain point in life, we buy life insurance to provide for our children and provide for education. But if you know, at 18, if you haven't done the planning appropriately, you know, they might get a big chunk of money and not use it for college expenses. They might just use it for other expenses that was not what you envisioned. So with planning, you can put things in place. And then the other, you know, we always say everybody's thinking about the will, but the other two documents that everybody needs are a power of attorney, which basically gives somebody the authority to handle the business of your life. So bank accounts, real estate, you know, selling a car, dealing with a business. So everybody needs one of those that's only effective while you're alive, but God forbid you get hit by the bus and, you know, you're laying up in the hospital, you need somebody to be able to handle things for you. Without a power of attorney, it can be very difficult. And then the third document everybody should have once they're 18 is an advance directive and healthcare proxy. So, you know, it allows you to state your wishes for what kind of care you would want when you can't speak for yourself and end of life, and then give somebody the authority to make medical decisions. So
that's important. People arguing about keeping on life support or
and
whatever
then,
it is. Let's say.
And families are not always in sync about, you know, what should happen. And obviously, as part of doing those documents, you need to have a conversation with whoever you're appointing so that you've talked to them about it and they know how you feel. And because those aren't easy decisions, but
not at all. Yeah, and it's not easy for people. I know people don't want to do wills because they don't want to talk about that.
Right.
But it's like, listen, you have kids, you got to talk, you know, figure something out.
Right.
Even if you don't have kids, whatever, you want to have figure it out. Now, is it true? Now, I don't know. This is, I think my wife told me this when we first had kids. But say you can't afford a lawyer to draft a will, right? I mean, you guys aren't cheap, right? So, but if you wrote something and put it under your bed, it says, hey, if this happens,
this is where the kids are going to go.
Does that hold up at all?
So I will. In New Jersey, there are case laws that's called a holographic will. If it's clear that it was your testamentary intention, there's all sorts of tests. So I'm not going to say it wouldn't work, but there's probably going to be litigation. There's going to be all sorts of costs related to that. And who's going to even find it underneath your bed? So
Prince didn't have one under his bed? Yeah. No, you don't know. Did they look under the bed? Maybe that's where it all is, you know?
Aretha Franklin's estate is in the middle of litigation because they found a handwritten note that she left. It was under a couch cushion in her living room. And so now, you know, and for years, there will probably be lots and lots of legal fees accrued based upon whether that was really, you know, something that should be followed.
Wow. That's amazing.
But, you know, I would say lots of us write little notes. Have we really given it the thought?
Yeah. So just get an attorney.
So get an attorney, do it right. It's really not that expensive. And in the scheme of things, you know, it should give you peace of mind. And, you know, your kids and your family are protected.
Yeah. And now just talk a little bit about your involvement in town. Because I know you're in the Rotary. That's how we met.
Rotary together.
Westfield Rotary. Anything else you're involved in?
So I'm involved in, I've been involved in a number of things. Right now, Rotary is my biggest volunteer activity or extra outside of the office. But I have served on the Westfield Area Y Board. The Y is such a wonderful organization in town. So love being able to support that. And it's, you know, a great organization that provides so much for the community. I've served at the Westfield Foundation in the past. I was on that board for a number of years. So, yes, you know, this is a great community, and it's wonderful to be able to give back in ways that, you know, enrich it. There's a lot of communities that don't seem to have the depth of volunteer organizations and people willing to give back, and that's part of what makes Westfield special, I think.
It is, and it's great to meet people. I just moved to town and got involved in Rotary and things. I got to meet people like you and everyone else, and it's just a great way to get out and, you know, meet a lot of people that are in the community. So it's good, and we're doing a lot of good things there.
Yes, Rotary's great.
Yeah. Well, great. So, Barb, if someone wants to get in touch with you, you could say the 4 names again, but is there a website? Is there some easy way to get in touch with you?
We do have a website. It is www.pfowlawfirm.com. Okay. So those are the initials of the firm. And again, it's, or just if you Google Barbara Frantz, hopefully you should be able to find it. And we're right here in Westfield. So
great. Yeah, well, thanks so much for coming in today.
It's
good talking to you. Yeah, good to learn more about the firm. Again, it's Joe Midneck in Park Bench, Westfield. Barbara Frantz from a couple different names, the law firm. And it's really good talking to you. Thanks, Barb.